Max Verstappen, three-time world champion, dominant force, precision machine. But what if I told you that according to a former F1 team boss, he is also the main problem inside Red Bull? That's the claim made by Giancarlo Minardi, founder of the former Minardi team, in a bold, no-filter analysis. He says Red Bull's car is built so specifically around Verstappen's driving style, it leaves no room for any other driver to perform. And that's why Liam Lawson, according to Minardi, is being crushed. Not because of a lack of talent, but because there's no space for anyone but Max inside that team. This comment has sparked a deep debate. Is Red Bull truly a team, or just a stage for one man? Let's break this down into 9 key topics. And trust me, if you're a real F1 fan, you'll want to hear every second of this. 2 races, 0 points. Back row starts in both qualifying sessions. On the surface, it looks like Liam Lawson just isn't ready for Formula One. But Minardi believes that's not the case. The problem isn't Lawson, it's the car he's driving. The RB21 doesn't suit anyone except Verstappen. It's not that Lawson is failing, it's that he's being dropped into a car that's not designed for him and expected to thrive anyway. So how did we get here? How did Red Bull become so tailored to Max? That's exactly what we explore next. Max Verstappen delivers results. There's no question about that. But part of that success, Minardi argues, comes from how the team builds the car exclusively around his style. The RB21 is sharp, rear-end heavy, ultra-responsive on turn-in. It's practically an extension of Max himself, and that's fine for him. But for anyone else, it's a nightmare. Unless you drive like Verstappen, you won't even get it around the track at pace. And the result? A whirring pattern that we've seen over and over again. Let's take a look at that in the next segment. Gasly, Albon, Perez, now Lawson, all came into Red Bull with promise. All left, or are leaving, with their confidence shattered. There's a clear trend. Since Verstappen became the focal point, no teammate has been able to keep up. Not because they're bad drivers, but because the car is only working for one style, and it isn't theirs. So why is Lawson struggling even more than the others? The answer lies in timing, and it's what we break down next. Unlike his predecessors, Lawson wasn't eased in. He was thrown straight into the fire. No proper preseason, no car development input, no margin for error, and he's been handed the most aggressive Red Bull yet. The RB21 demands perfect rear control, brutal commitment, and microscopic precision. All things that take time to learn. Lawson simply hasn't had that time. But here's the strange part. Drivers in Red Bull's junior team are outperforming him, and that's what we're going to tackle next. While Lawson is struggling to escape the back row, drivers in the sister team, Racing Bulls, are delivering solid performances. Tsunoda, for example, has been consistently quicker, and here's why that matters. The Racing Bulls car is less extreme. It's more balanced. It doesn't demand the same level of perfection. It's drivable, even for those who aren't named Verstappen. So if Red Bull's main car is harder to handle than its junior counterpart, should we question the entire approach? Let's dive into that dilemma next. Schumacher had Ferrari built around him. Hamilton had similar backing at Mercedes. Now Verstappen is the king of Red Bull. And yes, building around a generational talent can work, until it doesn't. Because when the car only works for one driver, the team becomes fragile. If that one driver falters, the whole structure collapses. There's no plan B. And Red Bull is walking that tightrope right now. And that's why Minardi's comments hit so hard. Let's look at what he actually said, word for word, in the next segment. Next. Minardi didn't beat around the bush. He wrote, Red Bull effectively only has one driver on the grid, Max Verstappen. His argument is simple. The RB21 was built entirely to suit Max, and anyone else is bound to struggle. He went further, suggesting that no one can replicate Max's style, not even close, and therefore it's no surprise that other drivers fail in the second seat. That brings us to a tough question, one many are afraid to ask. Is Verstappen really that superior, or just the best supported? Let's go there now. No one's denying Verstappen's speed, but how much of his dominance is raw talent, and how much is the result of a car built entirely for him? Unlike Hamilton or Alonso, Verstappen has never had to share a car that wasn't tailored to him. He's never had a teammate treated as an equal in development. That skews the numbers. It makes comparisons complicated. Still, Red Bull seems willing to take that risk. But what if Max leaves? If Verstappen walks away tomorrow, injury, retirement, contract drama, what's left? A car no one else can drive, a seat no one wants, a team without a plan B. Red Bull has made itself dependent on one man, and the day he's gone, the house of cards could collapse. The lesson here is simple. Dominance isn't just about today, it's about sustainability. And right now, Red Bull may be building a legacy with an expiration date. So let's take a step back and really think about everything we've just uncovered. We're not just talking about Liam Lawson struggling in a difficult car. We're not just pointing fingers at Max Verstappen because it's convenient. What we've revealed here is a much deeper, structural issue within one of the most dominant teams in modern Formula One. Red Bull has built something incredible, no doubt about it. But when a team becomes so reliant on a single driver that no one else can thrive in the same environment, that dominance becomes fragile. It looks unshakable from the outside, until the moment something unexpected happens. A regulation change, an injury, a departure, a shift in motivation. And then what? That's the risk. That's the conversation. And that's why discussions like this matter. Because Formula One isn't just about the race on Sunday. It's about the engineering philosophies, the power dynamics, the political decisions, and the careers that are made or broken behind the scenes. It's about asking uncomfortable questions that most teams would rather avoid. Questions like, are we building a car for a driver or building a team that survives beyond him? And if you've watched this video until now, chances are you're the kind of fan who doesn't just follow results. You follow the story behind the results. You care about what makes a team tick, what makes a driver truly great, and what the sport needs to keep evolving. That's exactly why Paddock Insider exists. Because this channel is for people who love the full picture, the politics, the data, the driver psychology, the garage tension, the development war, not just the checkered flag. So if you haven't already, now's the perfect time to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notifications. Not just to support the content, but to make sure you never miss the kind of F1 insight you won't find in mainstream coverage. And of course, I want to hear what you think. Do you agree with Minardi's comments? Is Red Bull too Verstappen-centric? Or is that just what success looks like in modern F1? Is Lawson a victim of timing, or just not ready for the big stage? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I read everything, and your perspective is what keeps this community alive. Thanks for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the next one.